Jurassic Park Newsflash, Day 36, Escape of the Dinosaurs.
So I think at this point, quote-unquote geek culture has pretty much become mainstream. By that, I mean stuff that you would have been made fun of obsessing over by yourself is now more broadly accepted. Now, I don't know to the exact degree that this can be said, since I personally think that statement is a little overblown, but the fact remains. Stuff that was once considered only geek stuff is now more mainstream, for better or worse. With this comes creators/companies that want to cultivate a group of fans that can enjoy your product. It's great if your story can reach the mainstream, but you want to cultivate a certain group of people that will come back again and again. This isn't inherently a bad thing. After all, we want to talk to each other and want to know if a company is listening to us. The one fandom, not a fan of that word, that I can really speak about is JurassicPark/World. I'm just going to say Jurassic since, it's a lot easier than saying JurassicPark/World. Now, typically, I tend to stay out of big fandom discussions, except for a few sources. And it's interesting to see Universal's attempt at cultivating a geek fandom. They had the Generation Jurassic event in April 2022, and they collaborate with Jurassic Outpost and Chaos Theorem, who are both big fan groups for Jurassic. And then there's the Amber Society.
Welcome to the Amber Society, an exclusive fans-only forum to celebrate all things Jurassic World.
Now, I remember when this first popped up, and it just kind of came out of the blue, and I thought it was an interesting idea. A nicely put-together fan panel to discuss the Jurassic Park and World movies. Sounds good enough, has a nice intro and everything. How could this go wrong?
Yes!
This is a classic right here.
Bring on the feathers.
Yeah!
Woo. Oh, you know it's about to level up when Blue comes barreling in. It was a lie. Bastard! It was all a lie!
It's basically a giant commercial. Not in a good way either. It's just, well, let's go through the first episode. So we're presented with the panelists. From left to right, we have Frank, Yara, Sai, and Olive. There's also a voice, I guess the moderator, who's supposed to be Jen. We never see Jen, and we only ever see silhouettes of the panelists themselves. They also have their favorite dinosaurs, quotes, all that good stuff, but they also have their ages listed. So the first episode is basically supposed to be more discussion-based, as shown with the segment Battle of the Bites.
Mission Battle of the Bites. You've each submitted a favorite clip. Ready to begin?
Yeah! Woo!
Which scene best shows the unique relationship between humans and dinosaurs? John Hammond's hatchery help, Ben and Bumpy tag team Toro, Lex's long neck encounter, Owen's baby blue bond.
The first part talking about the scene that shows which scene, to the panelists, best shows people and dinosaurs coexisting. Not a bad idea for the first segment, since there's plenty notable examples in both the films and Camp Cretaceous itself. For the record, Camp Cretaceous is the sideshow that premiered on Netflix, and it kind of takes place in between Jurassic World and Fallen Kingdom. The clips themselves also show this off well, except for the Camp Cretaceous one. I don't know, I think they could have shown a different point of Ben and Bumpy together, but, what do I know? Now, you'd think that they would actually discuss why they picked the certain scenes that they did, but they
Lock in your vote now.
vote on them. Okay, so they all voted on the scene when John Hammond and the group see the Velociraptor hatching in Jurassic Park. Perfectly fine scene that shows off in a natural way the sheer force of creation that Jurassic Park was able to harness. It's also a scene that shows off the different perspectives of everybody in the room in a concise way, and what exactly the dangers that will be set up. That's when you realize the panelists aren't real. The dialogue between them is very much scripted.
Yes!
This is a classic right here.
Oh yeah, this scene 100% blew my mind the first time I saw it.
The practical effects are ridiculous.
Look at him, helping out that goopy little raptor.
The realism is nuts, right? I thought it was real as a kid.
It's in this faux, happy, positive speak that just comes off as awkward. Like a commercial. It's also at this point that we get a very interesting exchange.
Cute.
Cheat.
Oh, right. All the animals in Jurassic Park are female.
Except the Indoraptor, but yes.
See, here's the thing. This exchange is wrong no matter how you look at it.
Cute.
She.
Oh, right. All the animals in Jurassic Park are female.
Except the Indoraptor, but yes.
Then what the hell does Cy mean then? If he's referring to just the first movie, Jurassic Park, he's clearly wrong, since we do see that the animals can breed, so there must be males. Now, as seen when Alan discovers the eggs. Now, of course, obviously, the animals were bred as females at first, but then changed sex later based on Alan's observations about the frog DNA.
Dinosaur egg. The dinosaurs are breeding.
But my grandpa said all the dinosaurs were girls.
On the tour, the film said they used frog DNA to fill in the gene sequence gaps. Some West African frogs have been known to spontaneously change sex from male to female in a single-sex environment.
Now, that might just be semantics, but even then, they have to become male to do so. Why would Yara say, except the Indoraptor? It wasn't even in Jurassic Park. That's such a weird thing to say. Now, this leads me to believe that Cy meant the movies in general. But even then, he and Yara are still wrong. The Lost World and Jurassic Park 3 directly showed us that there are male Tyrannosaurs and male Velociraptors. Even for the World series, as confirmed by Colin Trevorrow on Twitter and Fallen Kingdom itself, there was indeed controlled breeding on the island. We see plenty of babies. We see a baby Triceratops and a juvenile Allosaurus in Fallen Kingdom, well after the fall of Jurassic World. Something tells me this baby has not stayed a baby for 3 years. So, no matter how you look at it, they're both wrong. This might be trivial, but I thought the whole point of this series was to show big fans discussing all things Jurassic. These guys should be big, die-hard fans. Next is The Dig.
Next up, The Dig, our rapid-fire Jurassic debate. 2 panelists have 15 seconds to unearth hot takes on hot topics.
This is where you really learn about Frank. Now, he's supposed to be an absolute die-hard original trilogy fan, who talks about how great the original trilogy was, and maybe he likes The Lost World, but everything else made after that was absolute shit. And you can tell the show does not like him. He basically kind of whines about feathers so that Olive can totally dunk on him. Just in time for that new Jurassic movie that'll have feathered dinosaurs. Wow, what a coincidence.
I got this.
You don't even know what it is yet.
Your topic is dinosaur feathers. Frank, you're up.
Easy. Who cares about dino feathers? It is way cooler to see the Jurassic dinosaurs the way we've always seen them in the park, scaly skin and all. Don't mess with the original. Why would they have feathers all of a sudden? Absolutely not. Feathers aren't scary.
Even then, her argument is absolutely flimsy since the movie will follow the science.
Olive, your rebuttal?
Don't mess with the original. Look, a huge part of why I'm so stoked on Jurassic World Dominion is that it's gonna follow the science. And science has evolved. It's been like, what, 30 years? Feathered dinos existed, and you're gonna be seeing a lot more of them. So deal with it. Bring on the feathers.
Then they show the rest of the panelists dunking on Frank.
Yeah!
Woo!
Tell him, Olive.
Team feathers for the win.
Well done, Olive. Team Feathers has spoken.
Well, it's not really so much of a discussion so much as there is a correct opinion. Then they discuss, vote, on their favorite fight from the series.
Your final category, Dino Might. Which is the baddest Dino versus Dino battle?
Let's go.
Fallen Kingdom finale, Jurassic Park finale,
Yes.
JP3's T-Rex versus Spinosaurus, Jurassic World finale.
Yes.
Vote now.
For some reason, Frank looks dismissive of the JP3 fight, and yet submitted the clip in the first place. I don't know, something tells me that they might have gotten their notes mixed up here.
Our lives are in your hands and you have butterfingers?
This is where we learn that Frank has never seen Jurassic World on a panel of Super Jurassic fans.
This one's for you, Frank.
Why me? You know I have a soft spot for the park trilogy.
Exactly. And I'm about to make you a believer.
Huh. Wait, is this all one shot?
Hell yeah, it is.
Yep, fearless lady dino queen.
Do you hear yourself when you talk?
Oh yeah, here it comes.
Here what comes? Gotta admit it. You got me.
This would be like going onto a Star Wars fan panel hosted by Disney and not seeing the sequel films. They really go out of their way to dunk on Frank and make him look like an idiot during these 2 videos. Now look, I'm not one of those people that say like, oh, they're trying to put down older fans or anything, but come on now. It just kind of feels like that they're trying to hype up the World series more when they really don't need to. I guess it's easier for them to advertise by having other characters correct Frank about the World films in Camp Cretaceous, but it just comes off as weird and disingenuous considering that Universal has done a pretty decent job up to this point to engage fans. Yeah, by the way, funnily enough, actual fans did not like this video and let Universal know it. Maybe this is just me. But when they released the second episode as the season finale, my guess is that Universal knew that they fucked up and they just wanted to get this series over with some sort of finality. As such, we get the second episode, which is a trivia showdown to win a trophy that I wouldn't mind seeing in real life. This would have been a really cool idea for the channel to do, get some legitimate fans on and quiz them on their knowledge of the series. Not make it impossible for anyone at home to answer, but with some surface questions and maybe some deep dive questions. I think that'd be fun to see. So of course that's not what we get. Honestly, the questions are fine for the most part, but question 1 is complete bullshit.
Which method has never been seen as a way characters landed on Isla Nublar? Helicopter, ferry, parachute, or hang glider?
Now, look at these options. Look at them. Think really hard about it, about what the correct answer is. Alright. You got it? You think you got it figured out? Okay. Get a load of this.
The answer is...
Ooh! Yeah. That looks like a parachute to me.
Oh.
No, are you serious?
Wait, what's the hang glider from then?
2 words. Camp Cretaceous.
The animated series?
Yeah, ignoring the fact that Olive and Sai apparently have not watched Jurassic Park 3, the answer is complete bullshit. So, this comes from Camp Cretaceous, alright? Camp Cretaceous, where you have a group of kids stuck on Isla Nublar after Jurassic World falls. The reason why Brooklyn and Yaz were on the hang glider was because they were escaping a group of Dimorphodons on the top of the sky gondola in Jurassic World on Isla Nublar. That's like saying that Timmy landed on Isla Nublar by being shocked onto it, or that Zack and Gray landed on Isla Nublar by jumping. It's such a blatantly bad question that they had to disguise it as a trick question. They could have equally said monorail and it would have made as much sense. The rest of the questions themselves are actually fine, but it's more the commentary from the other contestants. Everyone, including Jen, really has it out for Frank. Like, what exactly did he do wrong?
Question 2. Name the first dinosaur ever seen on screen in Jurassic Park. The answer is...
Yeah!
I was thinking of them riding up in the Jeeps and seeing that big old Brontosaurus.
Those were Brachiosauruses.
Oh.
Guys, we cannot lose to Frank.
Of course, I knew that part.
Sure you did, Frank.
Ooh, I'm coming for you, Frank.
Now, I think this was supposed to come off as good-natured banter, but it comes off more that they actively don't like him. Also, they shill for more Camp Cretaceous, which gets highlighted here more than it did in the first episode.
Show so many unseen attractions in Camp Cretaceous.
Wait, as in they show even more parts of the park?
Yes.
Hey, Olive.
Already added it to your watch list, Dad.
So, in the end, it comes to a tiebreaker. They have to figure out who voiced Mr. DNA in Jurassic World. It goes about as well as you expected.
Spielberg?
Is it Colin Trevorrow?
Thankfully, Universal learned their lesson and no other Amber Society videos were ever released. At the time of writing, they did the Generation Jurassic event, which was a fan meetup Universal Hollywood, showed off some toys from Mattel, and even had DeWanda Wise as a special guest who loved being there. Hopefully, they'll maybe try the Amber Society idea again. You know, with actual fans this time, who knows?